You're listening to The Startup with Monique Lore, only on LA Talk Radio.
How's it going, Los Angeles? This is The Startup with Monique Lore. I'm back with another fresh episode with an entrepreneur that we're highlighting this week. I can't believe that in September we'll be on the air we'll have been on the air for 6 years here at LA Talk. We're also restreaming on YouTube and all the other platforms, so check us out if you don't get this live. We're always doing a replay here on LA Talk. I want to congratulate Sam on 18 years, right, Sam? 18 years. Sam is the voice in the background, the owner, the entrepreneur. He's really a visionary and someone that, really inspires me. It is a very sunny day here in Southern California. And I want to just say, guys, thank you to all of our sponsors for last month's gifting suite. We have one of them here with us today, introducing Dr. Vaughn from Aegis. Dr. Vaughn, welcome to The Startup. How are you?
Great. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm really good. It's good to see you and pin you down because I think you travel just as much as I do, if not more.
It's funny. I thought I'd be slowing down here this last few months, and it seems like I've been traveling more than ever. But it's part of the deal.
It's part of the deal. And you know what? Your line of healthcare, nutrition, wellness, I think you can really put it to the test in your travels. And I would like to just give you the forum to introduce yourself to the listeners and viewers. We'll go full screen. And I want you to just give everybody your intro, like your background, where you came from and what you're doing now with Aegis.
Yeah, I'm originally a San Diego boy, born and raised, moved out of there like many Southern Californians did to Boise, Idaho, which we're full now. So please, there's no more room up here. No, I'm just kidding. But so I born and raised down there, live in Boise. I'm a functional medicine doctor, specialized in Hashimoto's, autoimmune thyroid, gut dysfunction, and detoxification. And we started, like, as you know us, with this company. We started here about 1.5 years ago and launched in July. A company called Aegis Formulas, which is a nutraceutical company where we specialize with just very unique products. And we kind of have a three mission part to our company. One is these are doctor formulated. So we formulate our own products between myself and my partner, Dr. Jess, who's another a doc. She's actually a big online influencer, Dr. Jess MD. We formulate our own products. Our products are extremely clean. So no dyes, no fillers, no gluten, dairy, soy, any kind of allergens, extremely clean products. And more importantly, it doesn't matter how good of a product you have. If you don't absorb it, then you're not really getting the benefit. So the third key point and probably linchpin of our products is the absorption technology. So we use anything from nanotechnology to liposomal to utilizing fulvic technology as well, which helps take our products from an average supplement absorption rate from 20 to 40 to ours, which sits somewhere between 60 and 90, depending on the product and the absorption technology. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
It's really great. And you had to remind me that because, I forgot that you were from San Diego. We met in a lounge when I was in Utah on a trip with my ex, and you just were so interesting. I remember you held court. There was like 3 men there, and you just held court and really captured everybody in the room with your knowledge. And I was impressed. I was quite blown away. We were all having beers and wine, and you were just like, no, let me tell you about my brand.
Yeah, no, it was actually a little serendipitous, like I said, I traveled down to Utah with the company I was working for prior. I was down there monthly. And so you happened to be in the same hotel, down in the same lobby, that weekend, same weekend I was there, which is like I said, I was only down there like maybe once a month. So we caught each other in the same weekend randomly. And being the nosy person I am, I overheard you guys talking about some health stuff. And so I'm like kind of joined in the conversation. And then we just, it became a group of individuals talking about health and the real meaning of health. And really, I mean, there's a lot of things out there, a lot of stuff to dig through, especially with Instagram and TikTok nowadays and what to follow. And so just I try to break down health in a very simple and digestible way for the average person.
Well, pun intended. It is very digestible. And speaking of which, I'm in love with your wife. She gave me this care package. Now, last month, Dr. Vaughn and his lovely wife, Bunny, they were at the Oscars Week Celebrity Gifting Suite with the Mariana Group. There's about a handful of them around town, as a lot of people know. And you guys jumped in, and I think you guys did really well. But one of the things you gave me from Aegis is post pill ease. This, you guys, the packaging is sleek. It's good for the environment. It's glass. You're not seeing a lot of plastic on here. It is for hormonal balance, ovarian health, nutrient replenishment. But like this, it's like it's a tea flavor, and I put it in my coffee in the morning. And this is good for people, even if they're not in their mid 40s, like I am, right? I mean, you can get started on this anytime.
Yeah, this is the one product we have that we released with a name that we were trying to kind of hit a niche with all these women coming off birth control and having all these hormone issues once they're coming off birth control after many years. And this product was formulated for those women to try to help their body balance, get their hormones back in balance. What we found is that pre and postmenopausal women are having great benefits from using this product, really helping to kind of help regulate hormones. And we even found with some teenage girls who there's different things that some of the teenage girls are experiencing now. Some is they're not getting periods at all, which is unless they're really, really, really skinny, because you have to have a certain amount of body fat even for a woman in order to have a period, that's why some teenagers don't have periods very often. But for those that don't fit that demographic, there's still some girls that are having these very sporadic periods, or they're having extremely heavy periods. And so we've even found with teenage girls using the product that it's starting to help regulate their periods as well and their menstrual cycles. And so the more talking we've had as an ownership group, we thought, we might need to rename the product because it's not just for women coming up the birth control. It's just for women in general that are looking to help balance their hormones in a natural way. You did say, like you said, it tasted great. The one thing about our products is even our flavoring. There's that little FDA trick that a lot of supplement companies use. They say natural flavors, which doesn't necessarily always mean natural. They could be synthetic flavors, but if they have the essence of a natural flavor, you can call it a natural flavor. So even with our products, as you see on that product, it says natural flavors, and then we define where that natural flavor comes from. So like organic lemons, so we try to be extremely clean and also very transparent. Like one of the cool things and unique things about our company as well is if you go to our website, we have an ingredient index. So every ingredient that is on any of our products is found in that index. So you can learn about the ingredient and why that ingredient was placed in the product. So trying to be very, like I said, there's a lot to get through, and there's a lot of supplements out there that people, feel like they're great products, and the majority of the product could be, but there could be a few ingredients in that product that could not be good for you. And it's more and more people these days are becoming more educated in ingredients and wanting to ensure that they're finding something that's clean for themselves or their families. And so that's what we're trying to deliver. And so far we've been able to deliver pretty good, I believe.
Yeah, I love that. You seem like, well, not just seem, because I'm getting to know you guys now even more, but it really is a transparency that comes from a deep passion. A little bit about Dr. Vaughn, you guys should know, is that people would call him and there would be a symptom presented in a lot of his clients, or multiple symptoms, and he would get to the actual root of what it was instead of just taking something to mask it. And so I think that the passion and the transparency really spill over in your brands. Also, I have something here that I've been taking as well, liver and gallbladder support, because she is a wino, everybody. But this is, and I want to say it right, is Tuca Max, right? And why did you name it?
Yep. TUDCA Max. Yeah. So TUDCA is actually it's an acronym for a very long word. It's like tauroursodeoxycholic acid. It's a very long word, but it's an acronym. It's an ingredient that has been very well researched, has a lot of peer-reviewed research. So that's another thing about supplements as well. There's a lot of ingredients and things, but a lot of these ingredients don't necessarily have research behind them. Whereas our products, when we're trying to accomplish a certain thing, we ensure that there's an ingredient in there that is not just an effective ingredient, but something that has a lot of research And with TUDCA, and anybody can go look this up. You can go to ChatGPT. You can go to PubMed, that's where you find a lot of peer-reviewed medical journals, and you can look up TUDCA and find out what its benefits are. But just the few of the big benefits of this ingredient is obviously it helps with liver protection, and really what TUDCA is, it's a bile salt. And so I have a lot of patients that have had their gallbladder removed, which helps a lot with storing bile acids so that we can break things down and have much better digestion. This helps. So all my gallbladder patients that have had it removed, they're on this product long term because it really helps to replace what the gallbladder was doing. But that's one small part of it. The other amazing research behind this ingredient is that it has a major anti-inflammatory effects on the brain. So what it does is it really helps with, it's a neuroprotective, meaning it helps prevent things like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Huntington disease. So it really helps promote cognitive function and slow that neurodegeneration. And I mean, there's a number of things, from insulin, helping improve insulin sensitivity, to helping support eye health and retinal production. I mean, there's so much research behind that single ingredient. Wow. And that's just one ingredient in that product. We also have milk thistle, which is a known herb to help support liver function, and NAC, which is another amazing product. Matter of fact, during COVID, the FDA was actually trying to ban NAC as a natural ingredient. They were trying to classify it as a drug. And usually when that happens, it's, there's a natural ingredient that actually works really well. So the FDA wants to gobble that up for themselves and hope it works. Let's call it a drug. And when in fact, it's just a very good natural ingredient that's been around for a very long time.
That's when capitalism gets in the way, in my view. I mean, I'm hardcore. I mean, I'm into the capitalism system, and I get it, guys. Capitalist system, excuse me. But when we get in the way of like the nature of it all, like the things from Earth that were just given to us, we all can share in. It gets in the way of engineers of science like yourself and Dr. Jess to really help folks naturally, and so hopefully we can remedy some of these things moving forward. But truth tellers like yourselves really help us kind of clear the way. So I want to encourage you guys. Aegis with Dr. Von Watts, he and his wife, his family, his business partner, Dr. Jess, are really paving the way to be transparent, not only teach you about what's inside, but why they use it. And they've got years of, I mean, I think you're so booked. I was trying to send you a couple of clients. You can't take anybody else on right now because you're doing such a good job.
Well, thanks. Yeah, we myself and Dr. Jess were both, like I said, she specializes in women's health. So some of these products, as you can see, like Post Pill Ease, are specifically designed for women. And so, like I said, at the end of the day, we want products that, one, are going to be clean for our own patients, but for anybody else that uses it. But also, the big thing is we want it to be efficacious. If it's not efficacious, then why are you taking something if you're not getting the benefit of that product, whether it be a supplement, a drug, or whatever it might be? And so that's one of the big things. And as a functional medicine doctor, we try to get to the root cause. And so we don't, symptoms are just a small part of the story, which help paint the broader picture of, well, what's causing those symptoms. And let's create some products that can go after some of those symptoms. And a lot of the symptoms that people experience from all sorts of different diseases come down to one thing, and that's organ dysfunction. And when your organs aren't functioning properly, they're not able to do the job they're designed to do, then what happens is you start to accumulate inflammation. And then we have chronic inflammation. That chronic inflammation can then turn into disease eventually, all stem from organ dysfunction. And so, as you can see, some of our products, they really specialize in liver, gallbladder, and gut function, really helping to support those extremely crucial organs, which are crucial for so many things, from cognition to thyroid function and thyroid conversion, hormone conversion. You do a lot of that conversion between the liver and the gut. And so, yeah, very, very important to support really good organ function.
Yeah. Okay. Well, speaking of that, Nanoglut Plus B Master Antioxidant Elixir. I haven't opened this one yet. Liposomal and nanotechnology. It supports healthy aging, detoxification, and cellular function. Talk to us about this beauty. I'm going to start this one this week. I didn't want to take everything at one time.
Yeah. So we call it nano glut B or plus B, and that's because the glutathione, which is in this product, is in nano form, which that's another thing to be to really understand, because you can get glutathione, just regular glutathione. If you don't get it in a nano form, the reality of it is you're not absorbing it. So you're just buying really expensive pee, is what I like to say, because you're just excreting it all out. So unless you get it injected or you get it in nano form, your body's not going to absorb it and utilize it. So this comes back to the absorption technology, ensuring that ingredients that we have in these products are absorbable and your body can use them. So glutathione, which is a great product, your body naturally creates glutathione. So this is just helping to increase that the body's ability to really utilize this glutathione, which is it's an important antioxidant. And it really helps to combat like oxidative stress and aging and chronic disease. But really, it's a big supporter of detox pathways within the liver. And then within that as well, we have B vitamins, which are in a liposomal form. And liposomal means it's like a fat soluble. So it's like each of the vitamins are encapsulated by a little fat bubble. And what that does is that helps to protect the vitamin through the stomach, which is a very harsh environment. It's a very low pH, around 2 pH, which is similar to like battery acid pH purposely, because, well, you want to make sure that if there's things that you are consuming that aren't good for your body, that low pH can kill it off before it gets into the digestive tract down into the gut. So what the liposomal does, but at the same time, it also can break up some of these supplements, like make it so that you're not able to absorb them. So liposomal kind of protects it through that and allows your body to absorb it in a much higher rate. And that's just one part of the B. So this B complex that's in there, we've included B9 and B12 in what's called a pre-methylated form. And so when you take these vitamins in, your body, it's like vitamin D. When you take vitamin D, your body has to convert it to a different form of vitamin D, which makes it a form that your cells can absorb. Same with the B9 and B12. It has to be converted in your body. But what happens is there's a lot of people, actually a huge portion of the population, I think they guesstimate in the United States, about 40% of the population have a genetic condition called MTHFR, which is a genetic condition where they have a difficult time methylating or converting those B9 and B12 into their usable form. And so we've made it so that it's in a usable form. So regardless of whether or not you have this genetic condition or not, your body can absorb it. The kicker with that is this, and I found this with another company, was that a while back, they released a pre-methylated form of B vitamins. And actually what it was doing to these MTHFR patients was it was actually causing them to now over-methylate, and it was throwing them into like detox. And they actually had an opposite effect, where normally when you take B vitamins, you feel really good. You have a really good energy, right? Especially people are familiar with B12 and B12 injections, right? It gives you a lot of energy.
Yeah, it's better than coffee.
What it's doing is some of these MTHFR patients are over-methylating, and it's actually doing the opposite. It's crashing them. And so I found this out a while back, that when you add a very good liver support product to a methylated B, then if they do start methylating well again, and it starts to put them into detox, by supporting the liver, which is your master detox organ, they tend to not have those crashing symptoms. And so when we developed this product, we wanted to ensure that everybody could take it and feel great on it, which is one of the big reasons we included the glutathione, which is a liver support for detoxification, with the methylated Bs in there. So even if you are someone that falls in that category where you could potentially over-methylate, because that glutathione is in there, it's helping to really support the liver's ability to detox, and patients still, or individuals still feel very good, and they have great energy on the product.
Wow. Okay. So you might be cutting people's caffeine bill down every month, Dr. if they do this right.
It's funny. I actually have a good friend back in Atlanta, and he runs he owns a company where he helps functional medicine doctors go virtual and really helps them to amplify their presence, right? And so I sent him out some of these products, and whenever you send products out to anybody, usually, I never expect that they're going to take it the day after they get it, and so he'd had them for a few weeks, and then I get suddenly at like 6 a.m, I get a random text message. Hey man, I was up all night. Like, I couldn't go to sleep. I was wondering what's going on. I took your Nano Glute B product. You think that could have been it? And the first question I asked is, well, what time did you take that product? He's like, oh, late afternoon. I'm like, probably, man. Especially if you're
Yeah.
kind of sensitive, like you took that way too late. You need to take that in the morning. So he started taking it in the morning. He's like, man, I feel amazing. I have just great energy throughout the day. And so it was
Okay, well,
kind of a
that's
funny
starting.
story.
Well, that's starting on Monday, guys. For tax season, get your Nano Glute plus B plus because do it in the morning though, so you're not up unless you need to be up. Maybe you need to be up late.
Well, and if you get the product, just be very aware. Glutathione itself, that ingredient, it has a little bit of a sulfuric smell, almost like a little bit of like an egg smell. So sometimes people open the bottom, they're like, has a little bit of an odd smell. That's the glutathione. So the product is totally good. I tell people keep it in the fridge. It usually just kind of holds better when you keep it in the refrigerator, as far as like the glutathione smell. But the taste is great. Has a really good taste, and I usually put the droppers right underneath the tongue, and then let it sit there for about 20 seconds.
Well, I have some feedback for you on the post pill ease. I haven't been on birth control in over 10 years. Hashtag overshare. No one cares. But I think I stopped taking it like early 30s. Like I just didn't want to put those chemicals in my body anymore. So I just, did other things. But I have been trying this since you gave it to me for about 3 weeks. And I feel I see a difference in the gal thing right away. I'm 40, just turned 47, but everything's still working, but things were getting a little different. And this kind of, we'll talk offline, but like I'm seeing things are smooth. Everything is not like all over the place. It's starting to get like straight back the way it was.
And that's great to hear, because that's kind of the goal, is it just to kind of help. It's not a hormone product where you're taking hormones. It's very specific herbs and vitamins and minerals that are in there that help to support the hormone pathways, so that it kind of helps balance out the hormones. So that you feel a little more regulated, instead of the highs and the lows, especially for women going into their early to mid to late 40s.
Yeah,
is when you start to feel a little bit of the roller coaster of hormones, and my wife's even experienced that herself. Is like, it's like I don't know why I'm feeling this way. Like it's not a conscious effort, but those hormones can really take you up and down, and the whole idea is to kind of help level that out, so that you feel great on them.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it. And I think for me, I've just always been pretty equally balanced. Like either I'm happy or I'm not. I'm never really up and down. But and I don't think I was feeling that way. But I think like physical things were kind of things were jumping all over the calendar. And I think that in that regard, this
Can
got
help regulate it.
Right. Yeah. Like, okay, it's going on now. And that, so, this isn't just for that. Like you said, I mean, I think another addition could be the young teen, young woman supplement line, that speaks to those things.
Well, absolutely. Because I mean, at the end of the day, what I don't know that a lot of women knows. A lot of women, well, let's be honest, women tend to be way more educated with health things, because just it's just their natural state of being motherly and wanting to understand what's going in their own body, or their kids or their husband. They tend to be a little bit more the gatekeepers. And the big thing about this is one thing that I think a lot of women don't understand, is that regulating your hormones so that you can have also a normal cycle is really important, because for women, this is, whether it's an inconvenience or not to have a cycle, it's actually a huge benefit in some ways for women, because that's actually, you also detox during your cycle.
Yeah.
And so it's also a form, it is, where men don't have this natural detox, whereas women do kind of have this natural detox within them. And so having a regulated cycle is actually really important.
Yeah, it really is. And so I'm excited about your future. We've got some cool things that we're working together on, and we won't give away we have some other things that you'll be seeing Dr. Vaughn pop up in. Hopefully I can get a hold of Miss Jess. I mean, she's just a superstar. I don't know if she's got time for little old me, but
she's a busy lady. She was actually
busy lady.
Yeah, she's been on some pretty big podcasts here lately. She was on Brecca 2 weeks ago, and
for her.
And actually he was really excited about our nanoglued B because he's big with methylated B vitamins and stuff. But yeah, she's a hard one to track down, but she's very out in the public. She's a big, like you said, she's a big online Instagram female doc, and so she provides a lot of great education for women. You can go follow her online, Dr. Jess MD.
Yes.
So especially for women, she has a lot of amazing information for women and how to take care of yourselves. And she's a medical doctor who actually has shifted completely over to functional medicine and natural health. And so she's got kind of both sides. She's got the medical side, the Western medicine side, and the holistic side combined. So she's a great asset and a great partner to have with myself and Aegis as well.
Okay, so now we've got 4 more minutes left for the segment. I want to go full screen. I want you to tell us how you came about the name Aegis. And I think I remember you telling me the backstory. I also want you to share that you were with another company when we first met. You don't have to say their name, but what was the catalyst to go full throttle on your startup? So we'll go full screen and you'll give us your testimony.
Yeah, so I was with another company here when you and I met, a company called doTERRA. I was their vice president of nutritional education, which I spent time going around educating people on the nutritional products and the benefits of different herbs and different supplements. And it just got to the point I'd already launched this company with a couple partners. And here in January, we got to the point where like, hey, we have some really cool new technology coming out. And at the end of the day, I'm like, I really needed to shift my focus towards Aegis. The cool thing is we're rolling out this new technology. Actually, let me see if I can find one here. I have one right here, actually. This new technology is a strip technology. We roll out our very first product in May. It doesn't come in a white thing like this. It'll have our blue branding on here, but all you do is it's a strip. It's like a Listerine strip. So you open it up and for those that can see it, there's just a little Listerine strip in here. You pull it out, put it on your tongue, and it dissolves right in the roof of your mouth. And it's an anxiety strip. It's the one that we're rolling out in May, and we're super excited about it. And then in the summer, we'll be rolling one out that is an allergy strip, as well as about 4 other ones here between now and October. So we're excited about that. But that's another big one. A lot of people ask, what is Aegis? What does that mean? And, we've, as I sit back trying to think, what's our mission? What are we trying to do? We're trying to help, and we're trying to shield people from things that are harmful for them, or, just trying to be that health shield for them. And Aegis actually is a Greek word for shield, or more specifically, Zeus's shield. And so we figured we're trying to help protect the health of many people out there. And so Aegis is a health shield for those that decide to work with us. So that is about as simple as it gets, but that's really how it came about.
I love it. Listen, I will be your guinea pig because the anxiety strip or the stress strip, anti-stress strip, I know there's some language you can't use, but that is something that a lot of people really need these days. And especially people who travel, or just day to day. So let's get with me on that, because I definitely have a bunch of people that would love to try that. We want to help you push that brand. If I can get him, guys, Dr. Vaughn's supposed to be honest with us at least once a month. That was part of our deal. And we want to see his face here with his products and sharing more health and nutrition benefits. And where can people find you, Dr. Watts, if they want to book a consultation, if they want to order some products?
Yeah, if you want to order some products, our company is Aegis Formulas, which is AEGIS formulas.com, where you can find our products. And if you wanted to schedule an appointment with me, I don't have a lot of, I keep a very small amount of patients that I work with at a time, just because I'm so busy with this company. And we'll do a little teaser, because next month we can talk about the company we're launching next month, which is a It's called Pet Amp Life, which is a pet detox company. So for those that are also have your pet babies that, you're worried about your own health, but a lot of those with pet babies are also worried about their pet's health. And there's a lot of toxins out there that affect that. So we'll be rolling that out. But the biggest, coolest thing, like I said, as soon as these come out, I will send you a bunch to try out and send to friends, because it's so great. The cool thing about this is it's so small and thin. Women can throw a few of these in their clutch. Guys can throw a couple of these in their wallet. In a kid's, we have one of my partner's daughters in a I call it like a smart kid school, but there's a lot of pressure with it, right? There's really a lot of pressure with the amount of homework and projects, all these AP classes. And she started taking these strips, and it just really helps her to just calm and relax and concentrate and not get overwhelmed with the work. And so just a great idea, some amazing ingredients, but more importantly, like we said, efficacious, which is our goal.
Yes, the way that you're applying these things. And I was just looking at my bulldog, Winston Capone, who I've been speaking to you with, his medicine cabinet he's got more vitamins and supplements than I do in my kitchen. And I am at my wits' end. I've done everything to fix this dog's skin issue from the gut. So you and I will talk about this, and Winston Capone could be your guinea pig dog, because the pills only work so long. Sometimes it just wears off. You got to up it. I don't want to give them pills all the time. I want to get to the problem, the root of the
fix the problem, right? Fix the issue so that they no longer has that symptom of skin issues, and that's something we'll definitely get talk offline about that, because as I'm not sure if you knew, but we've had 2 bulldogs, and we lost our last one a couple of years ago, and a lot of that was what come to find out was a lot of toxic exposure to just being out. You're taking your dog, you think you're being great, and you're taking them out to dog parks, and they're in the grass, and there's pesticides in the grass.
Yes.
And these, so it's not just the food they're getting, it's exposure in grass and other things. And so there's some great products to help kind of pull those pesticides out to help prevent them from having those skin irritations and other symptomatology that you experience definitely with the bulldog.
Oh yeah. And there he is. He'll have to make his debut on our next time, but you know what? I think where you're going to really hit the lotto here is, like I said, guys, Dr. Vaughn and his wife, Bunny, they're passionate about getting to the root of these things and looking for your long-term success and health. So it's not get well and then call me again when you don't feel. It's to get to the root of it and for it to be a long-term thing. Yeah, and it's a lifestyle. But I think where you're really going to hit the jackpot is with the strips, with the anxiety. Yeah, and with the pets. I mean, folks, I'll spend more on my dog than I will on myself. Like,
right? And that's a real thing. People really but at the same time, you kind of have to, because they can't do it for themselves. And so, but no, there's a lot of, and more people are becoming a lot more in tune to the health of their animals too.
That's
and
right.
Not just themselves and their kids. So we're trying to help all amazing creatures.
All amazing creatures. Guys, scan this QR code. There you go. Aegis. I want to say Aegis. It's not. It's Aegis. And it's a Greek word. If you ever flew on the flight, Pegasus, it kind of reminds me of that. But it's Aegis. And you guys are the health Zeus gods of the world. So we really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks.
Dr. Vaughn, thank you for being here. We will see you next month. Stay awesome. You guys, what will you start today? We'll see you next week. Be well.
You're listening to The Startup with Monique Lore, only on LA Talk Radio.